Hello everyone, I am Dr. Dimpi Gupta, Assistant Professor in the Department of Anatomy, Parul Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. So today we will discuss about overview of the nervous system, which includes two parts, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So today we will discuss only about the central nervous system. The nervous system consists of mainly two parts. The central one is the brain and the extending one is the spinal cord. Move the brain from the cranial cavity. It will look like this. As you know, the brain is covered by three layers of meninges: dura mater, arachnoid matter and pia mater. So the outermost and the toughest layer is the dura mater, which holds the brain in the cranial cavity. So these are the two layers of dura mater. This dura mater can be detached from the surface of the brain. After removing the dura mater, the surface of the brain will look like this. So the next layer is arachnoid matter. So appreciate this white glistening thin layer of meninges, which is arachnoid matter. Arachnoid matter can also be detached from the surface of the brain. After this, the innermost layer is pia matter, which is strictly adhered on the surface of the brain and cannot be detached. So here we cannot see any separate layer of pia matter. The brain consists of cerebral hemispheres and an immersed part of diencephalon, which we cannot see in this view. The two cerebral hemispheres are divided by each other via a longitudinal cerebral fissure, and they are connected to each other by a horizontal band of white matter, which is also known as corpus callosum. The surface of the brain shows many elevations and depressions. The elevations are known as gyri and the depressions are known as sulci. This is one cerebral hemisphere separated from the other part, and if we see the median surface of the cerebral hemisphere, it will look like this. And here we can appreciate the white matter band, corpus callosum, which connects the two cerebral hemispheres. Underneath this corpus callosum, you can see the part of diencephalon. The diencephalon consists of various parts which will be dealt subsequently. Now underneath the two cerebral hemispheres, there lies the brain stem and cerebellum. So they are placed like this. We have separated them in this specimen. The initial most part, or the first part, which is the smallest of all of the brain stem, is midbrain. So this is midbrain. The midbrain will continue into the widest part of the brainstem, also known as pons, and the pons will continue further into the terminal part, which is known as medulla. This medulla will continue further into spinal cord, which starts at the level of foramen magnum. So this is medulla and the rest of it is spinal cord. This is a specimen of separated brainstem. So we are seeing the specimen from its ventral side. So this is midbrain. The next part, which is placed horizontally, is pons, and the terminal part is medulla. Behind the brainstem lies another part which is known as cerebellum. So the cerebellum is also known as little brain, and it also has two cerebellar hemispheres. The two cerebellar hemispheres have a median connection. That median connecting part is known as vermis. Again, we will see this is the whole brain covered by the meninges. This is brain covered only by arachnoid matter and pia matter, and in this we can also see the base of the brain clearly, very clearly. This under surface is known as, or the inferior surface is known as, base of brain. This specimen is only a single cerebral hemisphere, where you can also see diencephalon. Then this is the continuing part consisting of brainstem, cerebellum and spinal cord. This is a detached brainstem consisting of three parts: midbrain, pons and medulla. All these parts will be dealt in detail in subsequent videos. Thank you.